Hi everyone, I'm Kim Croker of Stampin' with Kim Arlene, and I am from the outskirts of Vancouver on the west coast of Canada in British Columbia. And today I want to show you a card that uses border prints, and the border prints actually make really fast, pretty, quick, easy cards. And this is one of them. And even just the paper and a ribbon and a couple of layers of cardstock look really pretty. But this one I've added on a special couple of layers of cardstock with some stitching on it. And I used for this our Around the Bend dies. And these are really cool. There are 4 border dies, bunches of flowers and leaves and hearts, and they can really help to kick it up a notch on your cards. I also use the Around the Bend stamp set, and it has several sentiments, and a couple of the stamps, this one here and this one here, actually match up with the shapes of the dies. So I will show you that. This paper that I used is called Hello Irresistible, and I'll show you that in a couple of minutes. Okay, let's get started. I am going to be using our 6" by 6" designer series paper that is called Hello Irresistible. I just love this package of paper. It's got so many beautiful prints and colors. There are 48 double-sided pieces. This is the front side of all of them. And then the back sides have a lot of like watercolor wash. They're so pretty. The card that I'm going to be doing is going to be using this top piece of paper. And I wanted to show you what to do with a border print. This is what I would call a border print, where it's not the same all over the paper. It starts at the bottom and it doesn't go all the way to the top. And this particular package has 3 of those. This one, and this one, and then this one. And they're all really pretty, but we're going to start with this one here. And I'm going to use a piece of paper that is 3 7/8 inches wide by 5 1/8 inches tall. And I'm going to add some ribbon to it. This ribbon is the Ribbon Duo Combo Pack. It comes with 2 colors, the Petal Pink and the Lemon Lime Twist. The Petal Pink is about 1/4 of an inch wide, and I believe that the Lemon Lime Twist is smaller than that. It looks like maybe 1/8 of an inch. So we're going to use 5 inches of that ribbon. And I'm just going to take a couple of glue dots and put that around the paper. And using a piece of grid paper is really helpful when doing something like this to get whatever you're putting on so that it's straight. So I will do that with this. And I'm going to put it about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. My desk isn't exactly level, and that's what happens. Things roll. All right, so whoops. Oh, that's brilliant. Both of the glue dots stuck to my finger. They don't work well when they stick to your finger. All right, let's try this again. This one now has 2 glue dots there. Make sure I've left enough for the other side. Try this again. All right, I think that's good that time. And I'm just going to even that up with the edge of the grid sheet and pull this over. All right. So after that, we are going to use a piece of basic white cardstock. And the basic white cardstock is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to glue the designer series paper onto that. This is quite a quick, easy card. And that's what I like about the border prints, is that you can just use, like, the DSP does all of the work. They look lovely, basically just by gluing them onto a piece of cardstock. And so that's what our first little bit's going to be here. And the other thing that I'm going to be using is the Around the Bend dies and the stamp set as well. Now you really could just leave the card just like this and get a label with a sentiment on, and it would be beautiful just like this. But what we're going to do, that was a regular sized card base too, by the way. So 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4.25. And then we're going to add on the labels. And I'm going to take 2 pieces of cardstock that are the same size, a Flirty Flamingo piece and a Petal Pink cardstock. Each of these is 3.25 inches wide by 2 inches tall. And what I'm going to do is get my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm going to start with the Flirty Flamingo piece, which is going to be behind the Petal Pink piece. And I'm going to make a die, not a die, a label that goes into the corner of the card, and it kind of swoops up like that. So I want my die, this is the stitched round die. Should probably show you the rest of them. This has 4 great border dies. It's got the Holy stitched one, a scallop stitch one, which matches up with the edge of the Holy one. It's got a beautiful leaf border, and it has this stitched curved border as well. And then it has several flowers and leaves and hearts. And these are all just standalone, actually. You can cut them out of the DSP or out of cardstock. So I want to put this on this piece of cardstock so that it goes almost to the top right corner and to the bottom left corner. And I'm just going to put a little piece of low tack artist tape on and use my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and run that through. And I'm going to save the offcut piece. I'm going to use that as a guide for my second label. So what I'm going to do is, as I mentioned, these 2 pieces of cardstock are the same size. So I'm just going to place the offcut piece as a guide over top of the Petal Pink piece. And I'm going to line up my die so that I see about almost 1/8 of an inch between the lower edge of the die and the cardstock. And then I'm just going to take that and run that through the mini boss. These are very handy. I actually take mine camping with me. It takes up very little space and the edges fold up, which is kind of cool. All right, so we've got these 2 pieces now. And then these should line up fairly well if I put the top and the edge together. There we go. And that's what it is that I'm looking for. And I love how this has the stitched edge. Now I'm going to take the Around the Bend stamp set. Now this stamp here lines up with the edge of that scalloped die that I showed you. This stamp lines up with the die that I just used. And then there are several stamps that there's 4 sentiments and some little flowers and leaves and sort of a bubbly texture kind of a thing. Okay, we're going to use Basic Gray. Now I tried the sentiment with Flirty Flamingo and I didn't really like it. And then I tried it with Clips of Coral, which is a bit darker, and I wasn't fussy on that. And then I tried it with black. Didn't really like it with black so much either, because it was a little bit too stark, I think, to go with it. So I decided on Basic Gray because it looks kind of black, but isn't quite. All right, I'm going to line this up with my grid paper. And can't really do this without putting my face right under the camera, or my head right under the camera, so we'll hope that this works well. That's okay. And then I'm just going to glue the two label pieces together and add them onto the card. And then this is going to get glued onto the card. I forgot to put there. Okay, for this basic gray for the sentiment. And then I'm just going to line up this corner with the edge of the designer series paper and add on some iridescent rhinestones. I'll put the big one right in the center of that flower, and then I'll take two of the smaller ones. And we're done. So that is a super quick card that I think is quite effective. And as I say, it would be great even without putting the round around the bend dies, but I think that really adds a little bit of extra to it. Now I'll show you a few other cards that I've made with the same around the bend. These are papers that have been retired, but you can see that's pretty much the same thing. This one is really more of an all over print, and of course it would look just nice with that as just as nice with that as well. This one is also a border print, as is that one, and then that one. And as I mentioned, these ones, the papers are retired now, but you can see that with any border print you could do that, or with just an all over print. And then I've just moved the dies around for different positions, and the hello there is another sentiment from the same set. All right, I hope you like that card, and I'll come back in just a moment.
Hi there. I just wanted to pop back on for a couple of minutes to tell you about a couple of things that you may be interested in. First of all, if you want to see more photos and information about the card that I showed you how to make today, you can find that on my blog. My blog address is here, or you can click on the picture below this video and go to the About Me or About tab, and my blog will be listed there. Secondly, I wanted to tell you about a really great designer series paper sale that we are having, Stampin' Up is having, starting June the 1st, 2023. It goes for the month of June, and there are 13 designer series papers that will be on sale for 15% off. So that is fabulous, especially if you want to stock up. And the Hello Irresistible Designer Series paper that I used in the card today happens to be one of them that is on sale for 15% off. So it is gorgeous. There are several of them that are really, really nice. So 13 altogether. And you can find my store also on the About tab. So if you click on the picture of me and then go to About, my store listing is there. And hopefully you'll find some things there that you would like to get. Another thing that I'm really excited about is I am co-hosting Stamp Camp with 6 other Stampin' Up demonstrators. And this will be, it's on the Darling Details. It's called Darling Details Mega Stamp Camp. Mega because we are doing it over 2 days, June 24th and 25th, and we are making 17 cards. If you live in Canada and buy the Darling Details bundle and the Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper, then you get the Stamp Camp for free. It is online, it's on Facebook. It will give you 14 make and takes for the 14 kits for the 14 cards, and you will get 14 Facebook Live demonstrations. They are also recorded so that you can refer to them later on. You'll get a printable PDF with all of the instructions, the tutorials for each of the cards that we are doing with color photos. And we will have a mystery stamping session, which is always fun. And we will also, we have some prizes. So your Stamp Camp includes an entry to the prize draws. So you can find the link for more information about the Darling Details Stamp Camp in the About tab as well. So click on the picture of me, go to About, and have a look, and I hope that you'll join us. Now, if you don't live in Canada, you can still join us. There is an option for you as well, so check that out. Registration for the Stamp Camp for options 1 and 2, if you live in Canada, ends May 31st, 2023. You won't want to miss it, so please join us. Also, I would like you, if you like this video, to please like it and subscribe. I know I've been promising some videos on ocean themes, and that will be my next set of cards that I will be working on. So click the subscribe button, and I hope to see you again. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.